Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, please consider subscribing so that you get notified when we post new video. Give this video a thumbs up. I like the video. That's how you help me to get this video in front of other forex traders, investors, and other people involved in forex. If you're looking for forex robots, indicators, systems, and stuff that you guys are always requesting, there are links in the description box below. Visit those blogs and see if you cannot find what you're looking for. Let's get into today's video. The previous video we talked about some of the common forex trading scams and frauds, investment frauds that you guys should be aware of and which you should be probably staying away from. If you haven't watched that video, I'll link it in the description box below. So today we are talking about, say you did not watch that video. Well, I just made it recently, so probably you had not seen it before you fell for a scam. Say you fell for one of these scams. How do you actually go about recovering your money, or at least trying to get some compensation? Disclaimer is that, first of all, the purpose of this video or these videos is that you do not fall for these scams in the first place, because once you do, trust me, it's really hard. It's really hard. I'm not saying it can't be done, but it's really hard, and it would require some determination on your side if you're ever wanting to really recover your money. So the first tip I'll give you is stay away from shady dealings. If your gut tells you that this thing might not be legit, or you are just uncomfortable with that particular deal, stay away from it. Don't lose your money. Don't try to remedy a situation that has already happened, especially when it concerns money. It's usually gone. So stay away from scams, stay away from things that might appear not legit. So let's say you fell for one of these scams. How would you try to get your money back, and how would you try to at least recover some of your monies? Because in most instances, sometimes it's no longer possible to get all your money back, but you might be able to recover some of your money. So let's get into that. Basically, there are two processes that you can pursue. One is the court route, and probably the other one is the government agency route. So the challenge with the legal court route, where you will probably go to the police and open a criminal case or whatever case that you might want to open. The problem with that is you probably willingly gave this person your money or deposited the money into this company's account, and they basically did not force you to give them money. They probably did not steal the money out of your bank account, but it was you who willingly handed over your money. That's where the challenge usually is, defining the criminality part of it. That's where the challenge usually is. So when you go to the police station and say, so and so ran away with my money, they will ask you, how did it happen? And you say you gave them. Obviously they will laugh at you, but it doesn't mean that there are no legal routes to pursue it, because money doesn't vanish. Money does not vanish into thin air. There is a person somewhere sitting enjoying the money that you are crying over. So this is where you probably need to involve an experienced or a legal person, a lawyer, an advocate. I don't know if there's a difference between lawyers and advocates, but you need to involve probably a lawyer. Then you also need to involve, probably if you can afford it, a forensic somebody, an experienced investigator and stuff like that, because what you want to do is you want to gather as much information and data on the scam that you allege is a scam, because now it's an allegation until it has been proven in court, but otherwise it's an allegation. So you want to basically gather the data, the information, everything, the communications that you had with these people, everything, which is important that the moment you suspect that you have been scammed, do not waste time. You need to start compiling all the data concerning that person, and if possible, have their assets, their addresses, everything, because you need to actually have a person that you are going after. And if you can gather information on their assets, it's going to be actually easier for the courts or the government agency to actually use those assets to recover the monies that you lost. So it's important that you actually, if you decide to go with this route, you quickly gather all the information that you have on this person, where they are, the assets they have, the money they have in their accounts, everything, so that the courts, when you finally get before the courts or the government department agency that is responsible in that area of frauds, maybe it's an investment scheme, maybe it's forex trading scam, so that if you know government departments, sometimes they can take years, they can take their time to do an investigation whilst you are just mourning over your money. So you can help them by having all the data, all the information and everything right up front, so that they can speed up the process. Hopefully then the matter can be resolved in your favor. So I think it's also important that you involve a person who understands the law, like I said, a lawyer or an advocate, or somebody with a good idea of the laws that govern investment schemes and stuff like that, because a clever scammer will probably be hiding. They will probably hide their hand behind layers of companies or schemes or trusts or things like that, even contracts. Probably there was some small print in a contract that you basically just signed, but you did not read over it. How many of us read through all those pages and pages of contracts? Most of us, we don't. But there might be a clause in that contract that actually enables that person to do what they did. It doesn't always mean that because it's in the contract it's legal. Some of it you might be in the contract, but it's actually illegal to have that terms and conditions in that contract. That's why you probably need a lawyer who understands all of this. And we said, if possible, have a forensic somebody, so that you gather all the information that you might have, conversations, telephonic conversations, emails, and all the communications that you had with this person, because you want to build a very, very strong case against this person that they are indeed a fraud and they did scammed you. That's why I said at the beginning of the video that you will actually need to be a very determined somebody, because sometimes this thing is not going to take 12 months. Probably it's going to take 2 years or probably 3 years, depending on the sophistication of the fraud or the scam that you fell for. Then you also need, as I close this video, I want to make it a short video. I want to make it a short video so that I can continue with the next video touching on this matter. What you also need to think about is it worth it? Is it worth it? I think that's a major question. Is it worth it pursuing this person that has scammed you? Because you probably fell for a scam where you parted ways with $500, $1,000. Yes, it's your money. Even if it's $30 or $10 or $100, it's your money, and the person was wrong to run away with your money. It's wrong that they took away your dollar and you are not happy about it. As long as you are not happy about it, then it's wrong. But you also think about, is it worth it? Because if you're going to involve lawyers, obviously the lawyers are going to be charging you fees, which you can hopefully offset with the legal awards that will probably be given to you if you happen to win a case in court. But sometimes you find that you might lose the case, or the award that might be given to you might not be even sufficient to cover all the legal costs. Or you might be given an award, but you might be given an empty plastic bag. They call them empty plastic bag judgments, where of course the court agrees that you need to be paid the monies that you lost, but the person who is supposed to pay you does not pay, because they will claim that they are bankrupt. They will claim that they lost all the money somewhere, even if they are hiding it somewhere, which is why I said you probably need to gather as much data on the assets and everything concerning this person that took the money from you. So you need to think about, is it worth it? If you lost $1,000, is it worth it to find a lawyer who's probably going to charge you $3,000 for the service that they're going to render to you? Is it worth it to involve all these forensic guys and stuff like that? Probably it's going to cost you more to recover that $1,000. So I would say if your amount is probably around 1,000, around 10,000, if you cannot find a lawyer who is willing to take up your case for free, or somebody who is willing to help you take up the case for free, probably just write it off. I'm not encouraging people to scam people so that people can give up. Again, I said it's up to you, but my suggestion is, probably if amounts that we are talking about are over $15,000, or probably let's say above $10,000, and you have a lawyer who charges you a good fee, and you have probably done all the heavy lifting yourself, so this lawyer really doesn't have to do much, and you find a way to reduce the cost, then obviously you can try to pursue this person that scammed you. So it's also important that you understand that point. Is it worth it to go after this person if you lost $100? It's painful because the person stole your money. It's your $100 that they stole, but the cost of going after this person, is it going to be worth it on your pocket and on your psychology, your mind, your peace? So sometimes you find that probably it's a good idea to just let it go. But however, what you can do is to try and warn others. You can try and warn other people, or you can try to gather your information and just submit it to a government department, or so that this person can be flagged, so that they in the future do not continue scamming other people. So yeah, to summarize, first of all, make sure you stay away from things that look dodgy, from things that do not sound legit. If you don't understand it, usually it's wise to stay away from it. If you don't understand what is being said, what you are being sold, and the contract that you are about to sign, sometimes just don't, because once the money is gone, usually it's gone. Then we said, if you want to still pursue these scammers or frauds and stuff like that, you will really need to be a very determined person, because you need to do a lot of work, including gathering information on this person, who they are, because money, we say, does not vanish. It's sitting in somebody's bank account, or they bought a house, or they bought a car, so that money is somewhere, and a real person has your money. Then after gathering all the information, then you can either go through a lawyer and try and go through the court system, or you can go to a government department or agency. If it's a company, then you try to get this company to pay up, to pay you back your monies. And we said you probably need a lot of patience, because it might take more than a year to do this whole thing, which is why we said the final thought is you want to think about, is it worth it? Is it worth it? So you probably need to have an idea of how much is it going to cost in lawyers' fees, how is this process going to cost you, and then you match that to the amount that you were scammed, and try to see whether it's worth it. If the amount of money that you are scammed is, say, $100, $200, $500, $1,000, it's painful, it's your money, but certainly it's not worth paying a lawyer to get that money for you, because you probably end up paying $2,000, $5,000. I don't know. So is it worth it? You will decide. But the main point is, try as much as you can to stay away from scams. Stay away from scams. Once the money is gone, it's usually gone, especially when you handed it over yourself, when somebody did not break into your bank account, when somebody did not force you, they just tricked you into giving them your money. So it's going to be very difficult for you to convince the courts to view it otherwise, unless you build a very, very strong case. Okay, leave a comment in the comment section below. What do you think about today's subject? Ways to recover monies from fraudsters, from scammers. And yeah, like this video, subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. Until next time, bye.